I used Chris Do's video content to create a knowledge base with his suggestions and the learnings I can apply into my business. Here is the reason. We all follow business consultants on YouTube, on Spotify, hearing their advices. But what happens is that after a while, when we hear a nice advice, even if when we put this advice into our notebook, we forget it or we don't apply it immediately or in the right place. This is why I did it. And here is how it started. I'm a business consultant, and like most of us, I struggle in doing my branding work, which means when I'm creating my content on LinkedIn, because this is my main social media platform, the one I use to connect with people, I fail to communicate consistently, keeping my language and tone the right way, talking to the same target audience. So when I am in that position creating my content, ideally I would love to have Christo on the other side of my deck, being there and being free for me to ask him, "Hey Chris, can you have a review into my content? Do you think that this is the right way doing it?" So since I cannot have him every single day, and it's not the time for me to go on his one-to-one consulting or his masterclass he's running, what I do is I am getting trained and educated from his educational videos. And all of those videos, I find them very, very useful and incredible for everyone who struggles with branding advices. And what I did was I just get into those videos, I took the transcript, and using MCP server from Neo4j, I created a knowledge graph from this brain. And let me show you exactly how it is. Right now we are into the Neo4j, and every single dot here is one dot from one video. And I will open each one of those. As you see here, all of those things are nodes related for that specific video. And if I open another video, we see something in common. This is the person Chris Do. And when I'm opening each one, we see the relative connections. Into my analysis, I used the MCP server for only one reason. I wanted to avoid all the technical stuff up front of the project, and I wanted to focus in building this knowledge base and validated that and the way I'm working, it can be something really valuable to me. So the easiest way was just to copy and paste the transcripts into my Claude desktop, and using the MCP server from Neo4j, I just asked Claude to do the analysis and create the ciphers for me, which are the query version of this information, and post them into this relational database. The goal was just to avoid the technical stuff because before I invest more of my time, I wanted to know that I'm in the right direction. So I'm putting here all the connections from the videos. Let me zoom in and see now how all those nodes are related with each other. For every single video, I've asked into my analysis to take out information about the call to action, communication technique, the concept, conclusions from what they discuss, core values, frameworks of communication into social media, important messages, the problem they're talking about, maybe questions they had, or quotes they are and they can extract from this video conversation. Important stories, if he has another speaker, suggestions, the topic they're talking about, and all of those are here, their relationships. Let me open every single video. Here is how the entire graph looks like. We see that this one is the video that is highly related with most of the other videos, relating and showing the common values. Okay? Into my analysis, I asked Claude first to give a report so I could see in a table which are the outputs after analyzing the raw transcript into the table. So I could validate that, okay, this is right or not. So after my validation step, Claude could create the technical version of this information and send it here into my Neo4j. Now, how this can be valuable to me, and I will show you in a minute. At the moment, what I did is using Replit, in just a couple of minutes and a couple of prompts, I've created this interface that it lets me communicate with this knowledge base, and I can take advices from this knowledge base, and I can ask Christo knowledge base to advise me into my questions. At the moment, this version doesn't work pretty fine because I have to do some fine tunings into the general prompt of the system. But the purpose is to create chats where I can send my questions to the knowledge base and get back the responses. And let me switch into my Claude desktop to show you exactly how I'm using it. Here we go. So I'm starting a new chat and I'm asking Claude to use my MCP server and access the knowledge base from Christo and give me the feedback into my LinkedIn post. I will upload it into a CSV. I store all of this information into my Airtable, so it was quite easy for me to download it so I can upload it in here. And for each post, I want Claude to give me the confidence score from his analysis so I can validate how accurate is the response I receive, the probable Christo feedback into my work, and also to validate the results, I'd love to have what is the question Claude asked to my knowledge base to access these results and why the reasoning for this response. So I run this and I'm waiting now for the response from Claude. We see output running right here. Here is where he started asking it. Query message. Software error. Very important thing is that at the moment my knowledge base doesn't have the embeddings, which means that at the moment the model cannot perform the semantic search. It just searches based on the terms, using just the terms, the phrases. That's all. But adding the embeddings would convert it to a graph RAG, making more valuable for me. But before I go to this level, and that's why I've started my entire approach using the MCP server, I wanted to validate that, okay, this is the schema into my knowledge base I wanted. These are the information from my purpose, and so I can move forward. And the reason I use this schema into this project was that I wanted first to extract all the learnings from every single video, verifying who is the speaker who gave the lesson and which are the most important learnings, even if they are questions, even if they are quotes or messages for every single topic. And also What I like to this guy is the way he talks into the camera. He just turns on the camera and starts speaking very normally, very naturally. It's like having him on the other side of your desk talking to you. And I really like the quality of his videos. So I wanted to analyze the videos in terms of the transcript. What is the hook he is using? Why he's using that? Why it makes sense? Why it is valuable and attracting? And all these kind of questions. And I stored all the same information in one place. So that was the reason I used this schema. And the schema we will follow, it's highly related with the purpose of our project. Because the knowledge base has to be structured in that way where the AI can find and give us can find the answer and give us back the response. He's working building the response. Okay. I see he's rewriting my content. I just would be okay. I see the confidence score, it's not that high. I would love to have it 80, at least 80%, 90%. The higher, the best. But since we're not using the cipher, it has some difficulty to perform the right queries. So how it really works is just give the query, get the response back, it may translate it. He decides if he has to perform another query. Oh, 92%, that's good. And if he is not sure for the query, he may decide to perform another query with a similar term or another term with using synonyms, for example. But I see the confidence score is quite high, while I would expect it lower ones. We are close to 80% at the moment, which is good. Okay. And here, I forgot to mention into my prompt here at the top, who is my target audience? Because the branding consultant has to give us directions based on our communication, thinking also who is the target audience. Because we use different terminology, different speaking language. Everything's totally adjusted based on the target audience. And I expect this feedback will not be that valuable for me to go back into my work and update it. Or from the comments I see, I find it quite smart feedback, but I would love it to be more adjusted to me. So what I would do is to rerun it and give the prompt into my prompt the information about my target audience, who are actually people who are building, who want to build their own knowledge base. And it failed. It stopped. Okay, didn't complete. Do it max for 3 posts. It failed because of the huge amount of data I had in the CSV, and the loading response here failed. I can see, okay, he starts performing the queries. We are good. Oh, come on. then run. You see here, this is, he performed one query, he didn't get any answer, he changed the term, so he performs another question, and he gets back the response from the knowledge base. Quotes and core values. These are nodes into the knowledge base for Chris Doe, and she decided by itself to use those quotes and values as context to create the response back. And this is how the knowledge graph gives us the actual brain for this person. It's about hooks, openers. All right, perfect. Excellent, let me get more on vulnerability and value. All right. Okay. He's analyzing now. The model here by itself decides the query, which is totally interesting. Post 1. Graph database can also be used to solve unsexy problems. This is a post I had in the past. Here is the post. Okay. One reason for failing from Claude is because he generates too much context here. So it fails. No. All right. Yeah. Why this would be Chris' response? Chris consistently teaches that transformation stories win over featured lists. This is true. His framework emphasizes the audience admires characters for their struggles more than their success. The knowledge base shows he advocates for start at the end, know where the plane lands, meaning lead with the outcome, not the process. Totally true. What is important to remember when we build a knowledge base is that the knowledge base is generated using the selected resources. So I use only those 15 video transcripts to create this knowledge base. So everything else or any other disagreement or a change opinion into a statement comes from another video is not included here. And this is the point. When we create a knowledge base and we sync all of our data and keep them up to date and we version it, we keep versioning the nodes and the data we put in there, we go closer of building a digital twin in terms of the knowledge base. Okay, that's pretty good. He had great confidence. Score. Oh, I like it. Let me check that. Okay. I had a post from with my tractor seeding the land in November because I ran a farm too. Nice. Pretty good. Great. So this is how I started working that. It was fully avoiding the technical stuff. But now the next level is to recreate it, making the schema more scalable, because at the moment it's not scalable, and also include my embeddings and make it even better, and also improve the application, the interface I built with Replit. Let me know, guys, how do you work on building your own knowledge base? How do you save notes? And how do you want to access your personal notes, your personal learnings, and the advices you receive from and the learnings from your books, the podcast you listen every day, or how often you listen it? I'm really curious about it. Thanks.